So, this is game number 2 of a best of 3. It is between a Terran and a Protoss. A spot in WCS EU is on the line. I'm Madals, with me Lyrlian, and he's going to do the introductions.
Am I?
You are.
What a bold statement to be making. In the top right spawn position, playing for Navi, it is the Green Terran player, Strelok. And in the bottom left spawn position here on Neo Planet S, he's currently down a game. He has to make miracles work for him. Strelok seems to be on a roll versus Protoss players. Will he be able to fight back? It is Neurosoft's Welmu. And I'm really curious as to what the score is in the other finals.
I don't actually know. Would you like to alt-tab and tell us?
Yes, I'm alt-tabbing. And the score is currently 0-0 between Kras and Shuttle.
I don't actually think... I do remember looking at Claris, and he was still in game when we were joining this lobby. So that game must be very, very interesting. Now, as we can see, we've got the gas coming down after the barracks this time for Strelok. And actually, this is a map where... What are your thoughts on Reapers on this map, basically, Lyrlian?
Reaper's pretty hard to make work on this map, if not impossible. I mean, there's only one area where you can jump up, and that is basically very, very, very tiny. I don't think a Reaper opener on this map would be the best thing to do, but you can still, you know, have a little bit of space to work around. I wouldn't choose this as a good map to open Reapers, per se, but they are still good for scouting, even on a map like this.
Now, of course, the big thing about this map, there's two massive things, is that one, there's no watchtower, and two, you're always expanding towards your opponent, which is never something that any player wants to do. First Reaper on its way out for Strelok at the moment. Be interesting to see what he follows this up with. And ultimately, you can make Reapers work, sort of, in my opinion, but it's not the best map by any means. But if it catches your opponent off guard, it can do some damage, but as you said, definitely good for scouting.
Definitely good for scouting. So the Reaper is now about to pop out of the barracks, and it will not be able to scout much of importance, of course, but it will be able to see whether or not any kind of all-in is on the way. I'm really disappointed in the amount of all-ins we're seeing out of Protoss players, man, and my preferred playstyle is not getting enough attention.
They go for them macro games, and them macro games good. They're good to watch. But yes, currently, Strelok, he's getting down his command center, so just a Reaper expand, which is absolutely fine. Oh.
Look at this, man. That Zealot is getting over there, and there's nothing to defend. Nothing at all. Not even a Marine is out there. So this... Oh, and the Reaper gets caught by the Mothership Core. Almost dies. The Reaper barely stays alive. That is very pivotal that the Reaper stays alive. But this command center is going to get delayed. So lucky that the Reaper stayed alive with like 3 HP. If that Reaper would have gone down, that would have been bad. It's still a bad situation, though. There's not a lot of army units out on the field. 2 Marines are on the way, and Welmu is doing very significant damage. Already killed an SCV. And this Reaper is going to be forced up to high ground. If he forces the cancel on this command center, that's going to be like a perfect early game start for him.
Yeah, if he does manage to knock that out, which would be a very, very nice thing to do, it would be good. But he needs to focus on that SCV, building the bunker ideally. But we can see here Welmu doing actually a decent amount of damage, picking up a couple of SCVs.
That's it?
But yeah, there's nothing but the 2 Marines about to pop out, so they should be able to get in the bunker and be able to knock this off. But it is going to be a little bit awkward now. How many workers were killed there? Only 2, to be fair. And obviously Strelok has got his... Oh no, he cancelled. No, he cancelled it.
This should be it. This should be the end of the game. 2 Stalkers in your main base like this versus only 4 Marines. That should not be possible to recover from. Another supply depot. Yeah, the supply blockers were killing him. Killing that one supply depot. He might be able to get the second one. The Mothership Core is taking a lot of fire. A lot of unnecessary fire. The Stalker gets surrounded. Might still not be able to do this. Another Stalker joins up though, and I think that might be the death blow. Is a single Marine going to get back into the bunker? Yes, it does. But the losses are too great right now, and Strelok sending out his Reaper out across the map, not having it at home to defend, and then greedily going for a reactor on his barracks right away. It's going to cost him the game.
Yeah, it will now. So many SCVs have been killed, and it's worth noting as well, actually, that Welmu not all in at this point, but that one Stalker being forced back, actually, and, well, Strelok is still in the game, but let's summarise from the Harvester tab where we stand. Strelok is at 15 to 27 workers, and Welmu is just following this up with a robotics facility and 2 additional gateways. He's done a large amount of damage. He's killed in total 8 workers, which may not seem like much, but this early on is quite substantial. Admittedly, there are mules, and I don't want to call this too early. Strelok, he can still come back from this.
You're right, he definitely could, but it's going to be such an uphill battle. If Welmu hits some kind of a timing attack, he would be having a pretty easy time, I think, into closing this out. Strelok is playing like he still has the income that he needs and wants, but his income is much lower than you would normally see at this stage in the game, so he went for the factory, but he couldn't really support it as easily just yet. It's very late. It's already 8 minutes into the game, and he's just now getting his first reactive Hellions out. That's what he was aiming to do 3 minutes ago.
However, the one plus side for Strelok is he did start his command center in his main straight away after cancelling his natural. Now floating it down as an orbital command, he's got the mules, and mules will account for roughly 10-ish kind of worker supply, so he will still be behind, but not catastrophically, I think it's fair to say. Now, if the Hellions do manage to do some decent damage, then maybe, and it's a big maybe, Welmu will be, Strelok will level it out. And I love the fact that he's going for Cusp Shell and Marauders. I think that is such a good decision here. And Welmu, he's taking up to Colossi behind him.
Welmu's taking a big risk here. He doesn't have a lot of units out on the field. He has his Zealots, he has his Sentry. He will not have that Stalker because it's definitely not going to make it back home. And this is actually pretty scary. Welmu was not expecting this. And there's going to be about 6 Marines and 2 Hellions knocking at his front door. And he only has 2 Zealots and 2 Sentries to deal with that. So this is actually going to be a really close engagement. And can he come back? Can Strelok actually do this? The Photon Overcharge has gone down. That's going to be helping out immensely. And good force fields will be helping too. But losing some Sentries away.
Yeah, those sentries going down, that's actually the big problem for Welmu at the moment, because he needs those force fields. We can see some Widow Mines on their way over. There is an Observer down though. That Observer could really help. The Medevac also on its way. But Photon Overcharge has been triggered. The Mothership Core is still out, but the Observer is on the other side of the map. And I don't know if the Widow Mines were spotted. I don't think they were.
I don't think so either. I don't think he has any idea those Widow Mines are there, which could be very dangerous. You know, if you don't have an observer with your main army and you walk over 2 Widow Mines, they could wreak havoc on a small Protoss army.
2 more came out, and I believe the Welmu saw that then, because he's pulling the observer back with the medevac.
So that's good for him. He's going to have to spread himself really thin, though, to be able to defend against this. Welmu has gone pure eco on this one, and did delay his probe production a little bit. He's actually not producing probes right now, which is questionable.
Yeah, he's cut probe production, and the trouble is, while the Stalker's coming back, there is only a single, there's 4 Stalkers in total, just another warp in. Do the mines get out in time? That is the big question. One gets down, will be able to burrow, a big detonation needs to go up here, but not going to be able to just get a single probe, and, well, Strelok definitely needed quite a large amount more than that.
Yeah, he did. That was not good. Strelok's now down 30 supply. And guess what? If these 2 Colossi would walk across the map, they have thermal lance, there's going to be like 1, maybe 2, at best 3 Vikings out on the field to defend. So this would be a good time for Welmu to attack. He has 3 gateways. He has +1 finished up, I would assume. No, he's not. He's got a forge, but he hasn't really used it for upgrades. He does have thermal lance, though. That's no upgrade to laugh at.
Yeah, extended thermal lance will really help. It means you outrange Marauders. The starport also doesn't have a reactor on it, which means that Strelok not able to pump out that many units. He's also completely spending all of his minerals, and Welmu's just a long way ahead. He's roughly just under 30 supply ahead, and that means that with the 2 Colossi as well, he's got a very potent force, and he's got the pylon coming down as a proxy. The only thing really going for Strelok is that he's got that siege tank there in the bunker, which is it's still a tough and a good hallucinated Phoenix as well. Such a smart move. The bunker's going to go down, and with that bunker falling effortlessly, the Viking potent the hallucinated Colossus first. I think now the Strelok should have killing so many SUVs, just basically a-moving into those SUVs. The unbuildable plates taking damage though. That is not what you wanted to target. And there we go. GG comes down, and Welmu takes game 2, leveling up the series 1-1.